Hey filmmakers, let's talk about NAB 2019. The cool stuff that's coming out, a lot of the awesome people that I met, and some trends that I see coming in the filmmaking world. This was my first time at NAB and it was awesome. Seriously, it was Disneyland for filmmakers. I also want to mention that we just reached 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and that is a huge deal, at least for me. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing. It means a ton to me. Anyways, back to NAB. First, I want to get one out of the way that I think is rather peculiar, and that is the Moza Slipod. So this thing is rather interesting. Is it necessary? Honestly, in my opinion, no, not really. And there's just been so much hype around it. Everyone's all stoked. Have you seen the Moza Slipod? Oh my gosh. Guys, chill out. Not that cool. Now, I do love Moza. They make a lot of really cool stuff. Their gimbals are awesome, and I have one. I love using it. But the Slipod is seriously just a stretch for me, because let's put it this way. Basically, you have this giant long monopod thing, but you only get to use half of the length of it for sliding. So you carry around something this long, but your slides can only be this long. That's a lot of wasted space. Whereas if the slider was on top of it, you get the full slide across the full length of it. Number two, you have to have a tripod to use it. Whereas with the slider, a lot of times it has little mini legs on each side, so you can just place it right on the ground or on a table if you're doing some tabletop shots. With this, it's useless unless you have a tripod. They also were like, hey, this is so cool. You can also like press the motor and it can go straight up and down and you can get shots like this. And I was just like, how often do you need a shot that goes like this? Almost never. It's weird. I just don't see it. And if you want a shot that just goes straight up and down vertically, use your gimbal. Or put it on a monopod and then just raise it up with your hands and then lower it back down. I met a ton of really cool people at NAB, and that was one of the major reasons that I wanted to go, was just to connect with some other filmmakers and start networking.
YouTube, like, I want to be known as a professional filmmaker, not someone that's just blogging in front of the camera. I want to be known as someone that actually is respected, but he's like, no, just trust me, get onto this YouTube thing, it's going to be huge.
Every year. Number one disappointment. Day two, voice gone.
Every year he loses his voice here.
This is true. This is very true.
What's new? Can you tell me now, or do we have to wait?
Yeah, we can walk over there.
When I was at the Aperture booth, I ran into Ted. I love this guy. He's so high energy, like in all of his videos, super high energy. And you're like, is this guy real? But then you meet him in real life, and Ted is just as excited and happy to meet you in real life.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Dude,
what's good?
The legend. The legend. So, are you Indie Mogul now, or A-Team, or both?
So I'm a part of Aperture. I work at Aperture. I still have a little bit of ownership in Aperture. However, Indie Mogul is my personal project. So it's all me. That's basically just me and my best friend together working on it. It's great to not just be doing lighting tutorials. It's great to finally go out and be able to talk to. I have friends that are like drone pilots, like gimbal operators, and to be able to bring them in front of the camera is sort of the whole dream for Indie Mogul.
All right, let's move on to another piece of gear that's actually pretty exciting, and you've probably already heard about it, and that is Sharp's new 8K camera. 8K. Like, is it necessary? No, probably not. This was just a prototype model that I was able to look at. The touchscreen and all the different capabilities and settings weren't really working. The guys from Kinotika made a nice review on it. It uses a micro 4/3 sensor. The most impressive thing to me about it, besides it filming in 8K, is that massive 5-inch flip out screen on the back. So flippin' cool. It was totally out of the blue. It's like, does Sharp make cameras? I guess they do now. They're getting into the camera game. So definitely interested to see where this one goes. Some of the trends that I'm seeing are more and more of the tube lights. So you're probably already familiar with Quasar Science LED light tubes. I have one right here. It's on and lighting up my desk. Now, a bunch of other people are coming out with them, but it doesn't seem like they have a direction. They like don't know why they're putting them out, but they know it's a trend. For me, they're really not going to replace my key lights and lighting up like an entire window like you could do with some other much brighter 2Ks and so on. Of course, RGB is huge. I'm honestly really excited for that because I use a lot of gels. Like you can see in my office right now, I'm using a really nice deep blue gel. They're still pretty expensive right now, and I'm really excited because of all this competition and, you know, the free market capitalism. The cost of RGB lights are going to go down. So if you haven't heard yet, Small HD, Wooden Handle, and Teradek are all owned by the same parent company now, Vitek. So this is actually a really good thing for us because you've probably been seeing a lot of new Small HD monitors come out right now with the Teradek transmitter built right into them. Of course, I had to check out the signature Peter McKinnon variable NDs from Polar Pro, and they're nice. I think they're probably worth it. Am I gonna buy any right now? No. Maybe in the future, who knows? Again, this is the problem with NAB. I'm like a kid in the Walmart toy aisle with their parents and you're like, can I have that? Can I have that? Please, please. All right, now let's talk about an invention that I'm pretty sure that I invented first. Okay, maybe not really, but Steadicam came out with the whole Steadicam arm and attachment for the Ronin S. Now, do I think something like this is totally necessary? No, definitely not. The Ronin S is meant to be relatively lightweight for gimbals and something that you can just carry single grip for a decent amount of time. But I think this is a nice accessory to have, again, if you're doing a really long shoot day. Another piece of really interesting gear that I saw on the show floor was what this guy was calling the turret. And basically it allowed him to mount 3 lenses onto his Sony FS7 at once, which was pretty cool. I mean, this is old technology in the sense that they had it on the Bolex and a lot of old traditional film cameras where you could just kind of spin between the different lenses that you needed. But this guy took it to the next level and made it just large, massive scale. And I think there could be some applicable situations for this. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this and just see where it goes. There was a ton of tech at NAB, and obviously I can't cover it all. So if you want to learn how to light and shoot better videos, hit subscribe right now. I have a ton more videos coming out on shooting, editing, everything like that. All right, I'll see you in the next video.